everyone. Hello, some random guy. Hello, Moss. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a good weekend. Hello, Cat Rage Cheese and Wolf Dog. Good to see you. We are going to, as the title intends, do some art fight today, but we're going to try our very best to work double time because we're in the final stretch of art fight right now. It is more or less the last week of art fight, so it's time to really, I know we're all getting kind of tired, but it is time to decide what are your end of art fight goals and how do you want to wrap up this year's art fight. Wolf Dog's gotta go home, but then they'll watch. Okay, absolutely, it'll be up on my channel, so when you get back, this will be there. Some random guy, why do I keep getting nail fungus adverts? I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. That sounds like a very interesting thing to advertise for. I do remember in not the last stream, but the one before that, we had a little bit of a nail crisis here where my nail polish was chipped. I am happy to report that I have corrected this issue and now my nails are nice and polished. And I've got just this really pretty purple red color on right now. I think, here we go. Oh, the bottle wasn't all the way closed. I'm glad I checked. It's this, actually. I'm wearing Sally Hinson's Hard as Nails Extreme Wear, and I don't know. The color is Pep Plum 529 for anybody who cares about stuff like that. But there we go. Abstracted, hello, good to see you. I've got my pen upside down. Let's turn that around. We are going to do some revenge attacks today, and I know that some of you guys have been attacking me on Art Fight, and I gotta say, I love your art. It's been so exciting opening up each one of those notifications. Hello, Ram, good to see you again. Welcome to the stream. And we are going to have to try, I'm gonna have to try and play catch up because I still owe 9 revenge attacks, and we have, what is today, the 23rd, and there's 31 days total. That means we have about 8 days left, so I have 8 days to make 9 revenge attacks, and hopefully nobody else attacks me between now and then, because 9's kind of a lot to catch up on. Hello, Melody, how are you this morning? Or evening, or afternoon. Actually, everybody's in a different time zone. What time of day is it for you guys right now? Is it morning? Is it evening? Where are you at in the time zone allocation? I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of poke around in my Procreate gallery here just to show a little bit of what I've been working on before we get started, because I am gonna have to pick out a new character to attack. It is 5 p.m. where some random guy is, and Melody, it is morning for you. It is morning for me as well. You're in Canada. I'm in the US, but you know, we share a lot of time zones. Abstracted also has so many revenges to do. Well, if you need company, stream is a great time to work together on Art Fight. Moss, I would be very mean if I decided to make an attack for you today. Oh, I'm already buried in attacks. Yeah, that would just be like the nail in my coffin. I have so much to revenge, but I did want to show you guys some of the things that I've been doing for Art Fight this year. Here's one that I did, I'm not sure how long ago. But this is one that kind of surprised me, and I feel like, and I let me know if you feel this way too. I feel like Art Fight teaches me how to do something new every year that I play. And this like foggy background for this drawing is something that I had not really ever done before, at least not in this way. And so what I learned in doing this, I'm trying to get it to show you, is that I put down the colors for the background first, and then I added the outline, so I was able to use like the little textured brushes and put in the background. So I'm adding like these purple clouds here that you'll see in a moment. And only after I figured out where the brush kind of splotched in the colors did I go back with a lighter pen and draw in like the line art on top of the colors where the billowing, misty, cloudy things are. It worked out great. And my point in saying all of this, TLDR, is that I didn't know that I could do them in that order before, that I could color first, line art second. And it was just sort of a mind-blowing moment for me. It was a light bulb moment for me. So if you guys had any light bulb moments with your art fight this year, or is there anything that you've experimented with and learned how to do brand new during art fight? So this is what I was talking about right here. Some random guy. I thought werewolves didn't sleep in coffins. Oh no. Are you accusing me of being a double agent? Are you accusing me of being truly a vampire and not a werewolf? I am Team Werewolf, I assure you. It is 12 p.m. for Abstracted, so technically speaking, Abstracted is in the middle of her afternoon. So we've got some morning folks here, we've got some evening folks here, we've got some afternoon folks here. I'm going to go ahead and open up a brand new canvas so that we can get started. And I'm going to go through my typical canvas routine real quick and just do some quick adjustments. I'm going to crop and resize. And we're going to make this a 1920 by 1920. Still keeping a square aspect ratio and bump it to 150 DPI. And per usual for me, I'm going to, of course, switch this to a gray background. I like to sketch in white pencil, so we'll do that. And now to pick a target. Hello, Keisha. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you here. This is me waving. So when I do this, I don't know if it's translating. This is a wave. Hello. So we are going to have to pick a target, which I think means I'm going to have to show you my screen. And we're going to look at some of the folks that I owe revenges to. So first of all, let me go to Art Fight before I click to screen share. And also I'm doing something different with my music setup this time, so let me know if it's too loud, too quiet. I know I ask that every time, but I changed the settings. You know, I'm still trying to figure this out, so do give me feedback on how the music is working out for us. Okay, so that said, let's hop over here to this screen, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on display and turn off this. And I'd like to show you guys some attacks that I've received from you all. So let's take a look real quick at some of these attacks, because you guys have just been killing it, and I mean that in a good way. And Keisha, what was that? Am I using Autodesk Sketchbook? Not today, no. I'm on the iPad and I'm using Procreate, but I do still use Autodesk in a lot of other projects. So like another video I'm going to be putting out here soon is going to be a webtoon video, and I use Autodesk Sketchbook in that one. But for this, for Art Fight, for mobility, and just for speed, I like to do them in Procreate. So let's see this. Do you see guys this tab? I don't know if you can see it on, no you can't. So the top toolbar is covered, but what is up here? Maybe I can just actually make it smaller so you can see it. Nope, that did not work. All right, well, we're just gonna go ahead and show you this way. I have pulled open tabs for the people I owe Art Fight attacks to, and one of them is Bing, who has waited quite a while for revenge because I just haven't been able to lock in my brain a vision for which of these characters I want to draw. So I've already drawn Lillian, and I've already drawn Sebek before. I drew both of them last year. And I drew Nikita recently in my milestone subscriber video. So I kind of feel like instead of drawing these three again, I should either draw Hestia, Pali, or Russet. And I've gone back and forth on all three of them. And I thought I'd challenge myself and try to draw this fella. But every time I look for references, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. So I think I'm going to challenge myself to do this anyway. I think we're going to try. You know, so you guys get to see me struggle again. When am I not forcing myself to do something difficult unnecessarily? This seems to be my MO at this point. But I am pulling up a reference that I bookmarked before. So I'm hoping you guys can see this. I've got this little like, I don't know if it's like a, I'm not sure quite what this head type is considered, if it's considered like a dinosaur head type or what, but I think it kind of matches Bing's character here. So I kind of want to reference this. Oh, I moved it again. I want to reference this. Here I am with my one screen setup again. It's doing me in. And draw this character for Bing. So let me switch back over to a less complicated screen so that we can see the chat, but also so that you guys can see the drawing. I know there's nothing drawn here yet, but we're getting there. And I am going to figure out why the music stopped playing. Oh, it's back. Okay. We're solid. Nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. What I do want to do now that I have space here, I'm gonna just make my reference a little bit bigger on my screen and move a few things around. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry for that. But it's all gonna work out because we're gonna draw down here. So Melody said, oh, I already answered the sketchbook thing. I do still use it, just not for this, not for today. But I don't know if it'll be my next video, but my next webtoon video I put out will be using sketchbook. And then Summer No Guy, I've not done any proper animations before this art bite, which is also my first art bite. Okay, double congratulations! That's amazing! You're doing animations and you're doing art fight all in the same year. That is one heck of a way to come out swinging. That's amazing. Hello, TGK. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Summer Guy, I'm not sure which res I'll be able to get it from. I'm not sure what you're asking. You're saying 4K. Okay. Wait, Keisha, now you're here. I was planning to attack you, but I almost forgot. Ram in all caps, Keisha in all caps. Ah ha ha ha. Come fight me. Yeah, fight each other. Fight each other and leave me out of it because I am swamped and we've got enough to do and I gotta get started. I can't keep, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't keep procrastinating. I gotta get this started. Wolf Dog, I did Phoenix Mask 1K contest and drawing their Sona, even though I can't draw humans, ended up losing. Never draw human skin. No, don't let that discourage you. There were a lot of entries in Phoenix 1 Mask contest, so please do not let that discourage you. There's never a guarantee with something like that, you know? Melody with Art Fight, I got a new friend and a new animator friend. That's wonderful. Can I do like snaps, like instead of claps, snaps? That's really cool, and I'm glad that you're making friends on Art Fight. Does anybody know how to rate the texture and rigging on a I have no idea. Absolutely none. I'm so sorry. Maybe somebody else in chat will know, though. Alright, I think to start off with, I should just start with a basic head shape. So I think I'm going to do... Oh, goodness. My side of my finger drew that. Alright, we're going to start with kind of like a short cranium. I think it's a little bit shorter, but then we're gonna kind of like, I'm gonna use like a little bit of a boxy, look how unsure my hands are here. I'm not even drawing a very confident like shape here. So I'm gonna kind of bring in this weird, not quite a box shape, which honestly already looks way too flat. So I'm gonna distort this a little. By making it slightly longer, rotate it a little, move it kind of center, and then maybe make it smaller, or not smaller, but like more opaque. This is super rough, guys, like super duper rough, because I genuinely don't even know, kind of like, it's a made-up species, right? So it's not, there's not going to be a proper reference for this. We're kind of, we're just doing our best here with what we're working with, so... Just gotta keep doing what we can with the information we have. So that said, I gotta rotate this a little bit. I know it's gonna be kind of crooked on your screen, but bear with me. We're gonna zoom in. Probably a little too soon to be zooming in, but I just sort of want to figure out I want to carve out some of these shapes. So I kind of want to see, we're a little bit we're not gonna look at this flat on, so we're not gonna see like a flat plane here. I kind of do want to see a third dimension a little bit. So I am gonna kind of expect the snoot to kind of do like this. We're gonna see a little bit over it, which also gives me the opportunity to see both eyes. And then, ooh, that's the eraser pen, okay. So we're gonna see this kind of reptilian eyebrow ridge. So we're gonna come up like that with that. And then the other one's gonna be like, kind of like, just imagine an imaginary, I'm gonna do a dotted line here for this eyebrow ridge. And then we're gonna have to think, oh gosh, and then there's like this bone in the back of the skull that kind of elongates and extends here. So, and it kind of, it's not flat. For being species, it comes up a bit more like this. So we're gonna kind of bring that up. But we're gonna also reattach it to the back of the skull here. All right. We're getting somewhere. I think we're getting somewhere. How did you discover Art Fight? Oh man, I think for me, because I've been doing Art Fight for 7 years, I think the first time I heard of Art Fight was probably on DeviantArt, because 7 years ago, most of my artwork I was posting on DeviantArt. And that's where I've met a lot of my art like collaborators and friends through DeviantArt, mostly doing roleplay groups. So like you would make a character for like a zombie I did this. I think it was my first one was a zombie apocalypse roleplay group, and you made a character for the apocalypse. I think I can show you. Yeah, I can show you. Hang on. And then you submit them, and the moderators would, of course, evaluate they followed the rules for the game. And then, where is my, you know, the thing, the internet thing. And if you needed to adjust your profile, that would tell you to adjust your profile and so on. But afterwards, you would join the group and you would play by co-writing stories, and a lot of times doing art from those stories of your character and the other player's character. So it was like also a gift arting thing. It was very much like Art Fight. The only difference is there was the added component of storytelling. So it wasn't just drawing each other's characters, it was that plus telling a story. But anyway, this was my character from that very first group that I joined. And her name is Bianca Bletzen. And she started out as a character in a comic I was doing, a Zombie Chiefs comic. And then she joined the RP group. She had a kid. Yeah, so she had a kid, and then, you know, so many years later, 7 years later, here we are, 7 years later, she's, I aged her up. So this is kind of where I started, and also where I first discovered Art Fight was through DeviantArt. What about you guys? Did you discover it on Twitter? Did you discover it on, oh, I don't know, on YouTube maybe? How did you find out about Art Fight? Ram, hold on, I have to eat dinner. Enjoy dinner. I'll see you when you get back. Yeah, but Melody and Moss and Wolf Dog and Keisha and everybody else, how did you discover Art Fight? Where were you, or where did you first hear about it? What's happening? I checked Phoenix stream. Is Phoenix streaming right now? I didn't know they were streaming. I couldn't tell you because I didn't even know they were having a stream right now. Hopefully nothing bad is happening. Hopefully it's all good. I'm sure it's all good. Everything's probably good. So I'm gonna kind of like bring in the lower jaw, sort of like this. Might need adjusted later, I'm not sure, but I just want to get the shape there. So there we have sort of the shape. They have kind of a beakish, it's not white, a toothy snout. There's even a reference with a mouth open. This is Bing's character, so we're drawing Bing's little animal companion character. So I can do this way. I can go here very quickly. So PerryPictures. Oh, actually even quicker. We can just go attacks. See, I owe 9 revenges. I don't take them off of my notifications until I've revenged them, so they stay here. Bing. and characters. And here it is. So we're gonna draw this character, but as you can see, this character does not have teeth. It's kind of like a beak. So I kind of need to like bridge that gap between a reference of more of a like a dinosaur type head with this more beakish animal type head. But we're gonna go ahead and grab this while we're here and put it on our canvas as a reference. So let's do that. And I know I learned this actually from Phoenix Mask stream. They have like this little, there's apparently a reference setting, like you can add or set a reference somewhere in here. So reference, yeah, there we go. Image, oh, I gotta save the image then. Okay, let's do this one more time. We're gonna save image. Did that work? And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna import image. Oh, no, not that one. Clear, import image. We want this one. Perfect, okay. So now, whoa. Now we have a reference that is permanently on screen. Learn new things all the time. Okay, so, Melody said, my animator friend make me discover it, or made you, your animator friend is who introduced you to Art Fight and changed your life. You literally exploded your drawing count in one day. That's amazing. Moss, I think I saw somebody talk about it on TikTok. That makes sense. Wolf Dog, wait, that notification thing is smart. Yeah. So I don't clear my notifications until I revenge them. That way I know who to revenge. Especially if I'm not doing them in order, which I'm not. I draw them in the order that I come up with an idea for their character. So sometimes somebody that drew me more recently gets their revenge before somebody that drew me a while ago. And I know that doesn't seem fair, but it's so that I can try my best to give you my best piece of art in return when I am most inspired, motivated, and have a vision to do them. So kind of like it's not fair time-wise, but I'm hoping that the quality makes up for it, if any of that makes sense. Why does this remember me of Lord of the Rings? Oh, this song? I don't know. I just put the music to the YouTube Studio audio library and just let it play. I don't pick the music out. This isn't my playlist. It is a royalty-free, attribution-free playlist put together, like this sounds pretty, Palace of Roses, put together by YouTube for creators to use without getting copyright strikes. So that's why we're doing this this way. So now that we have the reference on screen here, I am going to kind of move this other one up on that screen. I'm pointing up at my desktop. I'm going to move it a little bit more center so that I have a little bit more of a I can see it better. Words today, man, words. Yeah, we're gonna try to make this work. I'm so glad now you guys can see the reference too, because it's right there on the screen and I can zoom around and it stays put. This is just a game changer, you know? I wonder if I can make it, I can, okay, I can make it take up. Okay, cool. That's amazing, by the way. I'm learning a lot about Procreate through watching Phoenix Mask, and they're so good about answering questions too. Like I asked the other day, symmetry tools, how to do symmetry tools, because I, in Autodesk Sketchbook, really like that I can do mirror and symmetry and stuff. And here, I'll like, if I want to do a symmetry, what I've been doing is I would draw it, duplicate it, and then flip it to try and like, you know, make symmetry. And that's kind of obnoxious. It works, but it's better to have a symmetry tool built into the software, which I didn't think this did. But then they told me if I go down here to drawing guides, turn it on, and then I'm not sure like how, I don't remember the rest. I'd have to go back and rewatch their stream to find it. But like you're supposed to be able to get more specific oh, edit drawing guide. Here we go. So now I can do perspective, I can do symmetry, there it is. So that's how that works. And I know you guys didn't ask. Oh gosh, I gotta turn it off now. I don't want symmetry. But I asked and it just mind blows me, like so. And also, yeah, that's why I can do this now. I can put this here now, because now I know. So this is what YouTube would define as foreign music. Yeah, probably. Or at least around, like, considered like a world. Don't they have like a category called world music or something? It's supposed to be more, I don't know. I don't know. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna eat something really quick. I'm sorry. Okay. Right, I gotta make this work. And already I know, looking at the reference and looking at this, that this is not the right shape for the beak snout. So I'm going to try and refine this again. So let's do this. Let's, so there's a little bit of like a raised, let me see, what am I trying to say? There's like, it just has this sort of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have words, but I have a visual aid, so you guys can see my screen. You can see what I'm drawing. It comes up like this, and then it curves back in like this. I probably didn't have to like go that hard on like how thick that pencil was. So we can kind of like thin that out a little bit. But that's kind of like what I was trying to get at. But then like, there's the lower jaw. So this is gonna kind of, wow. This is gonna kind of come to a point, but then the lower jaw also comes to a point here where it like locks, where it interlocks. So we're gonna do that. And we've also got like, I kind of want to keep in mind where is the nasal passage, because this is also a functional piece of the anatomy. We've got to make sure that this character can breathe, right? So we kind of want breathing to be an option. It's kind of important. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make it bigger. And then we're going to kind of bring it here to like, you know, where the mouth, you know, the corners of the lips, so to speak. I'm not gonna be able to spew reptilian anatomy here, folks, so we're gonna use human anatomy references. The corner of the lips, right here, the very end of the mouth. That's what we're doing here. We're putting that on. Okay. So, I have cats, folks. I'm so sorry if I'm like blowing little hairs off. It's my cat hair. My cats love to be in here. If I'm at my desk, they love to try and sit on me, and I call it cat paralysis. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but yeah, it can completely, like halt whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do. It will put you in a temporary state of paralysis, because you just, when cat wants attention, cat gets attention. And then when they're done with you, there's not much you can do about it. They're just kind of done with you. So you enjoy it while you can. So it's got this little bit of like a scruff here. So I want to make sure to not forget that little piece. And then we're going to still bring the jaw together like this. That's a little bit... It's not like that though. Okay, so it's like that on the reference, but it's not like that on this reference. So we gotta reference this one. So there is kind of like, again, it's a little scruffy here. So I'm gonna bring up a little bit of kind of like fuzziness, a little bit of scruffiness here. We're at a different angle too though, so I don't want to like completely copy this because it's gonna look wrong. It's gonna look at the wrong angle. So I gotta think this through. Gotta try to make it make sense. Also, my gosh, the brow bones and skull compared to this snout is now so off. I think I gotta make some adjustments there as well. So let's grab just that. And let's try bringing this kind of, I feel like maybe that's a little bit more the ratio. Hello, Nancy. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Good to see you. Good morning. Morning here, afternoon there. So I'm glad you're able to join us for the stream. We are trying something very, very, very different. We're not drawing a person, and we're not drawing a earthly animal. We are drawing a completely different species today. So it's definitely complicated, but it is definitely also a great learning tool. Melody says it's so hard to attack at the same time to try and draw our character. Expound on that for me. What do you mean by that? Like, explain it to me a little bit more. Are you saying that you're attacking the same character right now? That would actually, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that would be so fun. I tried to get you guys to mob that little aquatic character with me last time, because the artist I was revenging did such an amazing job on her attack for me. I just wanted to do everything in my power to make sure that they got back the same quality. And so I wanted to get you guys to also attack this character with me. And then let's come back here. I wonder if, yes, it comes back up. Hello, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. It's just so amazing to when you learn a new trick in a software that you use that makes your life easier. It's like the best feeling. So yeah, for people asking about Autodesk, I still do use it. And if you have questions or things that you're like, does it do this? Because this would make my life so much easier if Autodesk or if Sketchbook did this. Is there a way to do this in Sketchbook? Ask the question. I will be happy to answer it for you. I haven't made a Sketchbook tutorial in a while. I think the last one I did was a line art tutorial because somebody had requested it. But I don't know, I guess you really gotta, those are like the kind of videos that have to have just a really long lifespan because they're not exactly the most exciting videos. So they're not gonna get a huge, they're not gonna get a really strong response rate in the beginning. So they don't perform very well with their initial releases. So then YouTube tends to think, okay, well, this video is not that good. And so they will bury it. So you have to really find them through search. So I guess my point is that like they do well because they're genuinely useful. They're genuinely good, useful information, but they do well in the long run. They don't do well initially. But I am happy to keep making them. You just gotta let me know what it is that you're looking for from Autodesk. Just like with the line art tutorial. Why? I can't find the line. I'm not. Oh, okay. We're just gonna collapse these. They're all sketch lines anyway. We're just sketching. But yeah, as I was saying, let me know what it is you'd like to know how to do in Autodesk, and I can put that together for you. It just, I don't always know. I don't always know what it is you guys are looking for. I can show you in my videos when I'm using Sketchbook how I use it, and then if you have questions about something I did, that works too. Hello, King R Games. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is you are on the timeline allocation. We are drawing some art fight. It's July. We're always drawing art fight in July. This is what July was made for. Specifically for art fight, no other reason. There's nothing else. It is only art fight. So here we go. We've got our little tufts of hair on the side here. And I can almost like, no, we wouldn't see it from this angle on the other side. So that's fine. We'll leave that as is. We're gonna bring the back of the skull up here into this this backbone. Not backbone like his back, but the bone in the back of his skull. And it's still got a very round cranium, so we're gonna keep that. But then we gotta add back in on the other side this, symmetrical bone back here. So we're gonna do that. I feel like I'm actually making some headway here. I mean, maybe I'm being a little lenient on myself. I don't know, but I do feel like, call me out if you disagree, but like I feel like this is good. I think we're doing good here. I'm not sure that I did that back one at the right angle. I can select it and kind of move it around and see what looks right. We can also distort this and kind of like force the angle like that, which is also an option. It's just kind of hard sometimes without a proper reference to know in 3D space how something would sit. So it's a little bit like a guessing game. You just kind of, if something looks off, keep tweaking it until you kind of figure out either why it looks off or how it would look on. I feel like this music just went straight to elevator music. It did. This song is literally called Calm Calm. It is jazz and blues music. This is 100% elevator music. This is an elevator track. Let me see. Let's try something cinematic. Spirit Riders. Gotta keep us awake. I do have coffee this morning. I have a coffee. But it helps to also have some upbeat music too. King R Games, this month is hell for me because I try to make an animatic. Oh my gosh, you are pushing yourself so hard. Yeah, I did a few animations this year, which I'm super, super proud of because that's the first time I've done that. Well, first of all, I think I just realized part of why this looks wrong because it curls up and then goes straight back. So I forgot the curl, which now I just added. I'm still not sure, like, okay, so if this would connect to the center of that eyebrow, or that brow bone, this should connect to the center of that brow bone. But from the other side of the head, I'm just not sure. I'm gonna try to like shade it in, to sort of force it into the background to see if that helps with the illusion. An animatic, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll figure out how we can tweak that better when we do the more solid, clean line art, I think. Some random guy. I've managed to rectify yet another one of my stupid mistakes. Well, I'm glad that you were able to fix something that you felt was off. I'm not sure I want to use that language, like stupid, to talk about somebody else's work. So I'm going to have to, on principle, disagree with you. It's okay to make mistakes. I don't know what they were, but try not to be too hard on yourself. It is art fight after all. This is not a job. This is a game. But it's also, it's meant to be fun. So please, please, please make sure that you're not suffering. Make sure that if you're doing art fight, it is not pure torture. Nobody should be forcing you to do art fight. Melody said, like, you want to draw your OC and you have to attack at the same time. Oh, I see what you mean. So, like, you're talking about, like, prioritizing. What do you prioritize? Do you draw your own OC or do you prioritize drawing an attack for somebody else? And I don't know that there's necessarily a right answer. There is, it's a decision you have to make based on your own personal situation, right? Like, so say for instance, you have a comic with a release schedule. Well, in that case, I think it's safe to say your priority is to draw the work you need to do for your comic first. And then with the time and energy and a moto that you have left, you can do art fight attacks for fun. But the work would come first. But if if you're just trying to decide, like, I'm not obligated to do either of these. I'm just trying to figure out which one I think I should do first, but that they're both optional, neither one of them is required, then 100% your discretion. It's whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. I do feel like I should probably go back to my initial reference here for the eye sockets, because I want to make sure this looks right. And what I did looks nothing like the reference. Okay, let's see. So first of all, eye sockets are round. Eyeballs are round, eye sockets are round. Let's try and do this in steps. We'll start with a very round eye socket because that makes more sense. So here we go, putting in the eye socket. Same thing over here. And then some random guy says, it was stupid. I deleted an arm which I should have duplicated before moving, so the original was lost. Oh no, are you out of edit undos? You can't go back to, oh, you can't go forward. That would be considered like, instead of an undo, or maybe it would be an undo, I don't know. But I assume the mistake is only a mistake because you can't undo it. And that's what you said, right? You can't undo a mistake. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks when that happens. Yeah. That's not fun at all. That's just a bummer. I'm sorry, but hopefully, I don't know, maybe the next time you draw that arm, it'll come out even better than the first time, and then it'll feel like, oh, I'm kind of glad that happened because this now looks so much better. You know? Maybe. You never know. It's possible. It could happen. Okay, so we're gonna so that's kind of cute. The eyes being rounder like that is cuter. And then this character, let's see, do we want him looking at us? I kind of want him looking at us. So I kind of want to put these pupils more in this direction. So I'm not going to center them. I'm going to go back to my pencil. And I'm going to put the pupils. That also makes it easier to add the pupil on this side too, because although we can't see it because there's so much, there's just so much going on over here. Stop it. Why is it doing that? The layer's still locked. Okay. That's a little better. And then let's try this again. We're just gonna put this pupil in here, like looking out the corner of his eye, really at the edge of his peripherals in this direction. And then this is kind of this, trying to find sort of the brow bone would meet here at, like, you know, the bridge of the nose. And what else can we do with this information? I still feel like the snout is a little too flat. Looking here, it really does jut up. I just feel like this should be so much, this nose should, like, yeah, it should have such a bigger arch to it. So let's try that. Let's just kind of like see how that looks if we kind of add that back in. What do you guys think? Does this look like this? Are we on model? Is this, would you say this looks like this? Is this correct? Time to torture myself with hair and wind physics. Yay, some random guy. That does sound like torture, especially if you're animating. You found a way to get the requisite information back, but it took longer than you'd like. Well, I'm glad that you were able to recover it though. That's a win. Okay, so we have our friend here. This, I'm just also now noticing too, that this back, the back part here of the skull, just kind of has like a little bit of like, the horn is sort of growing out of, it's not flush. Does that make sense? Okay, so the horn is not flush with the skull. the skull bone kind of has like this natural contour here, and then the horn appears to be growing out of it. So we have these skull contours here, and then the horn grows out of it. And the horn on mine is looking a little bit too simple shaped when in reality it has like a notch in it. So one of them is not notched, but the other one is notched. And I would like to, I don't know, maybe make them a little more prominent. So we're gonna grab these. We're gonna cheat the shape a little bit. We're gonna extend them. Oh gosh, I don't know what happened. We're gonna fix that. That's not right. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, so let's start by making them larger first, okay? And then maybe we can distort it a tiny bit by extending them like that. And now we're gonna add a little bit more of this initial shapeliness. And then I think we can move on to some liner and some color. Just by adding a tiny, I'm gonna move this down the canvas. Oh my gosh, it is so like, it was so uncomfortably cramped in the top of this. Also, this music is kind of like, it's not keeping me up. It's not keeping me up. I need up music. We need up music. Okay, this is kind of medieval sounding, but I like it. Keisha says, I did a silly ram, said she was going to attack me, right? Guess what I did? I attacked her first before she can attack me. Ha ha ha. Yes. Use that strategic military advantage. Like you knew, you had the intel, right? So you went and you struck first. You took advantage of the situation. You are MVP on the battlefield. Wait, which team are you? First of all, before I say that, what team are you? Which one of you is on my team? That's important information to know. So random guy says different angle but looks correct. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, it is a different angle too. I'm not just drawing the exact same thing, which also kind of makes me like unsure sometimes. I'm like, ooh, would this look like this from this angle? I don't know, but we're gonna try it. So let's lock that duplicate, and we're gonna correct this a little bit more, and then we're gonna start doing our liner. So we're gonna shape this up some. We need. And it looks like that one's the one that's chipped, but I'm gonna make the front one chipped, and then we'll just flip the drawing so that we can keep the point of interest in the foreground. So we're gonna chip this one and bring it up and then curve it back in. Bring this up to where that chip would naturally be and curve it, really curve it up so that we can curve it back down. And that's kind of how that should look. I need to bring it into the bone socket though, so we're gonna do that. And I'm actually gonna go in here because I like that so much. I'm gonna get rid of, well, not the back one because I still kind of need, no, I'm gonna get rid of both of them. We don't need these anymore, the bottom sketch. Because the top layer, I feel like that, this one that I just left on screen, that kind of like nails the shape. So I don't even want the old shape. I want this shape. We're gonna duplicate it. And we're gonna bring it here and we're gonna shrink it down because it's gonna be a little bit in the background, right? We're gonna correct this chip shape. Okay, so we're taking the chip out of this one. And then we can take the part here that we see that can come off. There we go. Yeah, I might need to be more specific with my music searches if we're gonna keep having this music that is not. I mean, it's kind of fun. It's got that twangy Western showdown sound. Hey, hi, I'm making an attack for you right now, Slither. Yes, that is what I love to see. I love that you guys are interacting and engaging with each other and attacking each other because that is what Art Bite is about. So there's this, oh, really? Thank you. They're gonna love it, Moss. They're absolutely gonna love it. Let's see. I think aside from two other small details, and one of them is like this little Anakin type of like, kind of like ponytail or mullet-y thing going on here that's kind of coming up and back behind. Like that. This part here. And then the other thing I wanted to add was just a little bit of like a collar. Like we want to see, this is not a floating head. This is just a headshot. It's a bust, but it's not a detached floating head. So with that in mind, we do still want to see like a collar and a neck. Like there still should be something here. It's not a floating head. Okay. And then this shirt kind of has, we'll even bring in a shoulder here, just a little bit of one to kind of give it shape. It's got like this, this kind of like, pattern, like that. All right, I think I am ready for line art, and hopefully the line art will make this a little bit cleaner and a little bit clearer. So let's go ahead and we will bring down the opacity of the sketch. We will lock the sketch so we don't accidentally draw on that layer. And we're gonna pick up an inking pen and get started on this because I did want to do more than one in this stream, and we've already spent almost the whole first hour just on the sketch because I had to go and do something crazy, like not pick a human. Moss says you are doing very well at the energized. You are energized. And you can remove the knives on your OC. Moss is asking Slither. Slither answered, and TGK has been drawing an attack with this sort of in the background. Yeah. That's what I want. I want you guys to join me for art fight. Like, you don't have to, you know, keep your eyes glued to the stream. Just kind of like join me in your. While you work on your own. And if you want to just watch the stream, you know, you're relaxing, you're taking a break from art fight, or you're not even doing art fight, maybe you just enjoy a nice chill stream for background noise, that's great too. Like, no pressure to, like, there's no correct way to watch the stream. Being here is already, like, it's already enough. You're here, and that's amazing. And let's, oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so this is why I'm glad that we spent so much time on the sketch, because I feel like adding the liner is gonna just be so straightforward. And like, I don't feel like I have to figure stuff out now. It's not gonna be a struggle. This is the easy part, which matches the music, which sounds like something that would be played in like a toddler video. Easy peasy. Let's make this line art look super confident, like I draw these kind of creatures all the time. It's gonna look, I might be lying to myself, but it's gonna look like this is just what I do on a regular basis. This is a typical Sunday. You like this song? Yeah, it is nice. I do, so confession time, when I am picking out music for a lot of my videos, I will go to let me see, we'll go over here. So when looking at the music tab, right, you can choose, so here I have attribution not required in moods, bright, romantic, and I picked dramatic. But you can also search by genre, and there's a children's genre. And so like a lot of times I will pick music from here because it sounds like what we're listening to right now, which is called Little Fish. And the reason why this works so well in videos is because it's refreshing, and it's upbeat, and it's calming, and it's not jarring, it's not going to be overpowering, and it's not gonna feel like you've got to like, I don't know, I feel like I gotta like stress triggered or fight or whatever. Like a lot of times picking a track for your video can be difficult because especially when you're doing this kind of video, a static video where you're not like, it's not an action sequence, you're not acting something out and you're cutting between scenes. It's like a very straightforward thing, or even for unboxing videos, like my unboxing video for my art supply haul, or things like that, where it's like, it's one scene with not a lot of physical movement in it. You don't want something that's gonna sound like it's meant for a car chase. You're gonna want something that sounds relaxed. So yeah, I agree, this music is great. The one we're listening to now is literally called Fun Kid, so just, I'm not dissing the kid tracks. That's basically the gist, the point that I was trying to make. So this may be a lot to ask, but can you not look at past messages? I kind of said what type of attack I'm doing and I want it to be a surprise. Oh yeah, of course, not a problem. Look at you guys communicating and being super duper helpful, and also being like present also means that you guys have an opportunity to get and give attacks to other people that you know are present, which is amazing, because then you don't gotta worry about like sending an attack. Sometimes you do an attack that you're super proud of, right? And then you post it and then they don't see it and you're like, oh, that's okay, they didn't see it today, maybe they'll see it tomorrow. So then you check back tomorrow and still nothing, right? You're like, oh, they haven't logged in. I went to their page and it says they haven't logged in like 2 days. And like, you're just really excited for them to see it and you're waiting and you don't even know if they're done with Art Fight for the year. If they just like, they got busy or they lost motivation for it or whatever, you know, things happen. Which is fine, but it can be a little bit of a letdown if you're drawing for that person and you feel like they never saw it. So finding people to play with who are present is a really good feeling. It's like a little bit of reassurance, and you get that when you're finding people for Art Fight through YouTube, because you're seeing people that are definitely present. They're here for the streams. They're talking about attacks, and you're more likely, I feel like, this is based on no science whatsoever, so do not quote me. This is not quotable. I will claim otherwise. But I feel like somebody who's present in chat feels comfortable enough with commenting that you are more likely to get a comment back from them when you give them art than somebody who might be really shy and would never comment. Like, there's a better chance of the person you draw for leaving a comment if you met them through a comment that they made, right? So like a comment in a live stream chat kind of just shows you that they are comfortable talking to other people about Art Fight. No guarantees, of course, there are no guarantees. This is not like a hard and fast science, that was my disclaimer from the beginning. But it's just, you know, my personal analysis, my assumption, if you will. But yeah, things to think about, for sure, things to think about. And I'm also not suggesting that people who make comments are more valuable players than people who do not comment. Because again, I just said it, you know, it just kind of shows that they're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, that's fine. You can totally, like, there might be people in a stream lurking and making no comments at all, but they still enjoy the stream. And that's just as good. That's just as good. It's super valid. I am not trying to invalidate anyone. I am just simply saying, like, if you're comfortable, you're comfortable. And if that makes other people excited to interact with you, the more power to it, you know? So hopefully I'm not talking myself into a hole here. Moss says the character you're attacking kind of reminds me of a character people would make in Animal Crossing. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Oh man, it's so funny you bring that up, because I have my, it's all kind of busted up, so guys, don't judge me. It's got a cracked screen. But I was just charging this last night because I want to reboot my Animal Crossing island and start over and play again. So That's funny that you bring that up because I'm actually really feeling Animal Crossing right now. Maybe that's why I finally wanted to draw, like, or not finally, but like why I chose to draw this one, because I just have Animal Crossing on the brain. Pilfer Pup, hello, welcome to the stream. Dang, another stream already, nice. I know, it's crazy, right? For me, like, I don't normally stream so often, but I am making an exception for Art Fight. I'm trying to be way more active on stream for Art Fight. Normally, I keep it to my 2 a month, specifically doing either mystery art streams when I'm not feeling inspired to do comic, or if I am inspired, and most of the time what we are doing is doing our collaborative comic. So, Summer Gnome Guy, people actually made characters like Shrek and Peter Griffin in a wrestling game. That sounds really crazy and fun. Ram, at Keisha, design me a Phantom character. You mean people you can make a design for, right? And Keisha says yes. Pilfer, maximum judging your screen engaged. Oh no! Yeah, I am kind of bad about when something breaks, I don't like get it repaired right away. Case in point, I don't have a 2-screen setup, and every time I show you guys my screen, because I'm like, oh, let me show you my reference on Pinterest, and I like click over to my screen and it's just a hot mess. Yeah, that's because I'm on a 1-screen setup now because I broke my other screen, and that was like months ago, and I still haven't gotten it repaired because I am the worst at getting things repaired. So the reason I'm saying this is you can judge my screen on my handheld device over here, but it's been like that probably for more than a year, and I'm just like, this is fine. I can still play my games. I don't care. It works. It works well enough, so I'm not replacing it. I'm just gonna power through. Help, no, Ram, I got many OCs made by you, Keisha. And that goes back to that question somebody had asked, I think in the last stream, actually. I think it was being asked me, how do I feel about the make an OC for me characters on Art Fight? And I said, you know, everybody feels differently about it, and there's no right answer, but for me, it's not for me. And for other people, it's an absolute gem because they're like, I have the freedom to create. And so it sounds like that's what's happening right now in chat. It sounds like Ram and Keisha are taking advantage of a create me a character and enjoying it and having fun. And that's honestly so great. That is amazing for Art Fight, for you guys to have an opportunity to do something like that that you're excited about, that you enjoy. That's for you. Did I do that right? Does that look right? It looks a little flat to me, but I still followed the line. I don't know. I think I want to do that one again. That made the skull look kind of flat in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about that. I am going to like just merge the horns together. I don't love the angle still of these horns. I think they look too close together. I feel like there should be some separation, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So we'll hold on that. But we'll come back to it. That's a little bit rounder. I feel like that's way less flat. I still followed the same line, but it's way less flat. Pilfer says, I've failed Art Fight this year. Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like you failed? What about Art Fight makes you, what about your experience this year in Art Fight makes you feel like you failed it? I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think it was possible to fail Art Fight. If you do one attack for Art Fight, you participated. And that's like, there's no, I don't know, I don't understand. Make me understand, Pilfer, I don't get it. I didn't think it was possible to fail Art Fight. Let's get these brow bones in here. These fabulous reptilian brow bones. And, let's see. We're also going to bring in this color from around the neck, like that. And again, I'm going to use the shoulder right here. There we go. Don't shake my screen. I'm gonna use the shoulder as kind of like an implied shape, because we're gonna leave that all negative space, but it's kind of the shape of the shoulder and the contour of the body there exist, but it's all implied now because we're not actually gonna draw that in. We're gonna allow that to be negative space, and we're just gonna know that the body continues there. I wanted this to look more like the diamond pattern of his poofy, you know, like these. But now it just kind of, I think I did it in such a way that it just kind of looks like a jester's collar, which is not what I wanted. Maybe we can come back to it. We'll come back to it. Pilfer said, I have 15 revenges to do after the 8. Not many days left. Yeah, there's like, 8 days left. Is that what you mean by after the 8? Yeah, there's 8 days left. That's why I called this stream Double Down, because we are in essentially the final week. It's the final countdown. Somebody play me that song. Just draw some squiggly lines and call it a day. No. You want to give people something that they're going to like. I think Friendly Leah had some good advice on what to do if you're getting swamped or snowballed by art fight in one of her most recent videos. So if you want to go check that out after we're done streaming, I'm not suggesting you leave, please stay. But she had some really great ones. I think one that I found was great that she said, because I feel like a lot of people think of it, don't want to say it. I know I'm somebody who has thought it but didn't want to say it. Is that you can always choose simpler characters to attack. Like if you go into somebody's gallery, you're like, I owe so many revenges. And I just need a simple character, an easy character that I can spend less time on, still do a good job, but the character's simple enough that it will take less time, so that I can do more, so I can get more attacks done today. And I kind of did that a couple days ago. I drew a pan character, basically, like, think the Brave Little Toaster, like a sentient appliance. Somebody had a pot character, a character that is a sentient pot with arms, legs, and eyes. And the bio said that this pot is just like a thief who steals peanuts and soup. Like they're just this little cooking appliance that runs around stealing soup. And I just thought that was hilarious, cute, but also simple. And I was like, this is what I needed, because I was able to get 3 attacks done that day, because the third one that I did was a simple shaped character. It was the soup thief. And yeah, I mean, like, it sounds harsh to say, like, you have all these great complicated characters, but I'm gonna pick the easy one. You know, it sounds a little bit like a cop-out, which is why I've never wanted to say it before, but then Friendly Leah said it, and I was like, well, if she said it, I can say it. Yeah, like a petty criminal stealing soup, I agree. It's a great character, it really is. It is worth their time, it's modern art. Yeah, gotcha. Not bad, just modern. That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, so you don't always have to go for the complicated character. You don't always have to go for the character that they say is their favorite. Like when people are like, my characters are in priority order or something, or if you wanted to know which is my favorite to draw, I'll draw this one. Just because that information exists and they put it out there doesn't mean you have to use it, because you got to really think about, you know, your energy levels and your time and your goals for art fight. And if your goal is like mine, where you just want to make sure you get a revenge attack for everybody that drew for you, sometimes the only way to pull that off is to pick some of the simpler characters to draw so that you can get more done in a day. And that's just one example. And I think Friendly Leah had like at least 3 or 4 pieces of advice on what to do if you're getting snowballed in art fight. So again, not right now, like, please do stay in stream, let's hang out. But when we're done with stream, check it out. She had some good advice, and she said some things that, like, she's not afraid to say things that, like, I would be afraid to say. So, like, I just told you. So I feel like, I don't know. I'm just always afraid that I'm going to say something that's going to get taken the wrong way and hurt somebody's feelings, and I don't want to do that. So I'm very careful with what I say a lot of the times. Maybe needlessly so. But that's why we have friends, to help us figure out what is, you know, like when we're overthinking things or not. And I feel like these bones that are coming out the back are actually kind of a different color. Like they're a little bit, like maybe this part, the face part, is a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, it's fuzzy. It's not like pure bone. And I think the horns are like pure bone. So yeah, there's colored variants there. Cool. I'm gonna look at the character again one more time because I just kind of want to see if we have an example of eye color here. And I don't think Bing is here well, today. I say this morning, but it's morning for me. I don't think that they're here right now to sort of tell me what color eyes this character has. I don't really know. We might just color them in like solid fill black, kind of like they have, and go from there. So we'll bring this up a little bit, and then we'll bring it all the way back down and fill in the pupils. And now we can color pick this jacket color. So let's do that. We're gonna fill all this in. And the color of the jacket is kind of this paler yellow. Oh, I didn't get it. I got like the line art color. I still didn't get it. Come on. Don't do this. Let's color pick this peachy color. That's better. And then I'm gonna go with like a darker color for like the this would be like kind of shaded, so we're gonna make it a little bit of a darker green there. Wow, I just kind of just did that. That's fine. All right, so we have our flats, our base colors, and that was honestly pretty quick because I just color pick, drag and drop. So we're gonna do a clipping mask, and we're gonna add some shading, we're gonna add some highlighting, and then we're gonna pick another character. Oh, no. Wait it, stop. Don't let me get ahead of myself. We also need to add a background, so we will do that too. But first, shading, highlighting, then background, and then a secondary character. And we are at 10:13 for me. That means I've been streaming for an hour and 13 minutes. I kind of want to try to keep my attacks to an hour. We're obviously going to go over that here, but we'll try to be mindful moving forward. Some random guy. I want to draw a cat piano that's play on words of piano brand and cute in Japanese. If you're inspired, if you have the muse, right? If you have the muse, roll with it. I kind of like the idea of using this green character or green color for shading, so let's try that. I'm gonna switch to the paintbrush, and we're gonna do the flat brush. We can kind of start wide and see what that does for us. So let's start a little bit wide. Oh, symmetry tool's on. When did that happen? It's not though. Why is it? I must have done something here. I did. Okay, drawing assist. We wanted clipping mask. My mistake. All right. Let's try this again. Kind of liked that rugged. That was kind of cool. It gave it a very like textured look. Like maybe these aren't totally smooth horns. We're gonna keep that. And I'm gonna do that again. What are we looking at? 62? Let's go down to 62 and multiply. And the reason why I'm making a second one is because I want to hit this horn in the back. But I know if I do that, it's gonna go over the one in the front. And I wanna make sure that I can erase the overlap without erasing the shadow on that one. Which it looks like now that I'm seeing that they're not touching, that wouldn't have been an issue, but I didn't know, so now I know. Actually, we can leave that. Okay. All right, and then one more thing, I'm just gonna use the blur tool to push that a little bit that direction. Go back up here, do the same thing here, because I kind of want this to be a little bit, there we go. All right, are we making headway or are we making headway? Because I feel like we're making headway. I'm gonna do a little shading here as well. And again, this is where being able to use 2 separate multiply layers helps, because then I can work around the brush strokes overlapping. So it's a start. I kind of want to switch this song again. It's a little bit, it's taking me out a little bit, so we're gonna move it slightly to something else. I like this one. Oh no, my reference. Actually, I don't need it anymore. That's fine. Okay, so back to life, back to okay, back to our drawing. Let's bring in. We're gonna make this a little smaller now because we're working in a smaller area. I'm gonna bring it back this shadow here, and again, just fill in that tiny gap that got missed. And I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep going though, because we're not done shading, but I like the green. So now that I tried it and I like it, we're gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna try something here, but I don't like that. It's a little bigger, I think. And I need to go this way, because the skull is rounded this way, not the other way, this way. So I'm trying to follow the shape of the head instead of just putting a shadow. Like at first I tried to do like, oh, the bridge of the nose goes like this, because that's what we think with people. But truthfully, we're just trying to follow the shape of the skull here. So that should really be, trying to think like the actual shape and contours of the face here. So that's kind of what we gotta follow. I'm gonna just kind of, I'm smearing it basically, but I'm just trying to spread it out a little bit so that we're blending it into the alcove of the eyes, because the eyes also kind of fall under this brow bone. I don't know that I love that, so I'm gonna try it a little bit more. I might have gone too far with sort of the smudging. Or not far enough. Maybe we gotta come all the way around the eye, like this. I kind of like it. It's giving a little bit like raccoon bandit eyes. But I don't know, I just feel like it gives the head a little bit more shapeliness, and I'm not mad at it. You know? I'm kind of feeling it. Abstracted, I have a theory that this is your favorite song to use in videos. I mean, it could be. Every time this song comes on, I'm like, oh, I like this one. The Indecision song, not what's playing now. Let's go back one more time. I don't know, it just has very much like a high school graduation or reunion sort of vibe to me. It reminds me of like all the movies in the 90s and early 2000s where it was like, oh, the high school graduation scene where everybody's getting their cap and gowns on and the valedictorian's about to give the speech. And I I don't know, it has such an air of like accomplishment to me. That's kind of like the association I make with this song. And it's bubbly and it's light and it makes me feel, I don't know, vibrant. So yeah, you observe correctly, abstracted. Some random guy, men at work is the answer to all music or muses. Pilfer draws. Is that my OC Lily Bee that you're drawing? She looks so good. I especially like that you made her ears horn. Changed her colors and her face shape. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how you see that. No, this is Bing's character. I'm gonna switch to, I think, the other layer, because I kind of want to come in here and shade some of this, but I don't want to mess up the little bandit eyes that I just created. I really don't know how, actually, I can't do it. I gotta start over. I gotta start, not over. Goodness gracious, 62. I'm not trying to start over. I'm trying to start a new multiply layer so that I can figure out how I want to shade the jaw. So 62 on multiply on a clipping mask. This is looking really good so far. Thank you, friend Elia. Hello. We were just talking about your art fight video about like what to do when you get overwhelmed with attacks in art fight. So yeah, it was a good video. I watched it. I definitely recommend other people check it out. Some good advice in there for sure. And good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Some random guy. I've almost done the hair. Then I'll have to finish the wind physics on the clothing and delete my work and start all over again. Yeah, don't forget that step. That delete your work step. That's an important step. Let's not forget. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? I don't know. Ooh, I definitely want to go the other direction for that. And kind of like bring it darker on this side. And then this is where erasing comes in handy. So now I've kind of created with this brush tool with pen pressure sensitivity, created a gradient on that shadow so that where it goes under the top of the muzzle, it just gets darker. And so we've got that. But here, where it's there's less overlap and the face kind of comes a little more flush, the gradient is lighter. Pilfer, hi friendy, was just thinking about you. Also, Perry is currently drawing your OC, so you just changed the shape and everything. So this isn't Lily Bee. This is, I think the name is Polly? Polly, right? Am I right? It's, yeah, Pomotolo Polly. And they are a nymphla, a reptilian man, culturally friendliest out of the 4 fairy species. They tend to live in hollows of trees, claw their way around. Yeah, so here we go. This is what they look like. So I think because this one has 2 horns instead of 3, this one is a female nymphla, according to this species chart. So there we go. The more you know. But we need to figure out the rest of the shading here. So I'm going to make the brush a little smaller again. And I'm going to come kind of behind this tuft of hair. And this one, kind of meet in the middle, and then blur it out. Not blur it out, but like, oh, it's Nephis. I think I'll allow it this time.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So I
wonder if making this a little bit stronger. What do we think? It's a very different shade for sure because we're shading with green, so it's gonna look a little bit unnatural. But I think we can definitely make that work when we add the backgrounds, even if it's just like a shape with a solid fill color or a gradient. we can kind of hint at the type of lighting in the space that would result in this kind of unnatural hue. So it's kind of my goal here. So this is looking a little weird. It's looking like, why would you pick that color? I want it to look unnatural. I want to do something fun with it. So please stick with me here. I'm gonna make the screen work. Oh, hey, I recognize that guy. Hello, Bing. Welcome to the stream. Here's your spoiler for your revenge attack. You've missed quite a few jokes about this being Lilybee. I just changed the ears to horns and the skin and the face shape and, you know, just everything. But it's Lilybee, apparently. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna do a little bit of shading here behind the brow bone as well. And then I think we can kind of move into highlights. I kind of want to just, I'm sticking with this, this brush. This brush is kind of like, it's doing it for me right now. I'm not going to, really, I don't feel the need to do solid shadows on this one. I don't want to use the solid fill shadows. We're going to stick with this textured brush. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll do a little bit on the color of this outfit too. So I kind of want to, yeah, I just want to bring a little bit here. No, I didn't realize these were on the same layer. Whoops. I mean, yeah, okay. We're gonna use the smudge brush to kind of just smudge this up to where I want it to be without messing with the gradient that's under the lower jaw. So there we go. And I think it's time. I think we can move on now to some highlights, but I actually sort of want to, because I'm curious, I want to try that background thing first before you start doing some highlights. Because highlights are kind of the final pop, you know? You get it to pop at the end with highlights, but I kind of want to see the background before I can know what my highlights are going to look like. Hello, Moss. Yes, Friendy Leah is here. It is always a pleasure to have Friendy Leah here. Right, so background. I'm gonna pick a shape. I kind of want to make my own shape. So I'm gonna do something organic. And I kind of want to do, so let's see, we're gonna do like, just sort of this kind of a shape. And I'm gonna just fill it with that same green for now because I just need to get the shape down. We can change the color after. Let's see what happens if we, oh, no. Lock pixels, I suppose. We have a bigger problem here, folks. I did that. With reference still on. We need to take reference off. And then we need to just, no, we need to go back here. We need to fill this shape because reference was on and I did not realize that. So I'm gonna grab the round brush real quick and just sort of do this. Why is select tool still on? That's gonna prevent me from filling it in. Okay, so now what this does, now that I have it solid filled, I can actually move it around, I can stretch it out, I can change it a little bit if I need to, which I kind of wanted to, because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. And now I will alpha lock these pixels and we can play with it. And I'm going to change the color again to something like this. And I think it works better, the shape, when you're doing more of like a brown color, because then it looks like a torn up piece of old paper. Pilfer says, I'm just being a dingus because I'm stuck at work making coffee. Coffee ice cream. It sounds so good. And you want to go home and draw. I understand though. Like, I would rather draw than be at work too. Bing, I wanted to know, what did you think about news dropping that the Art Fight staff isn't getting paid? I kind of always thought that was the case. I didn't know that that was news. I've always been under the impression that ArtFight staff is volunteers. So they've never really, it's never been a job. It's not like a paid position. It's a job. It's a hard job. But it's always been, to my understanding, a volunteer job. I didn't think that it was ever really paid. People have a lot of times assumed that the donations that we make for ArtFight go to staff, but it's always been poured into the website and just making sure there's enough server space for the amount of traffic it gets. I mean, we get millions of images uploaded like annually to ArtFight. That's a lot of space for a lot of data that they have to pay for. So yeah, it's not an actual business. I do wish they were getting paid, but then that would mean we would all have to subscribe and it would have to become an actual business model in order for them to have paid staff. Does that make sense? Of course, I'm saying all of this based on my general assumptions without having read up on any news that might have been dropped. So you probably know more than me, but that's just basically always been my assumptions and my understanding of why things that might be the case. But I could, of course, just be assuming incorrectly. Let's see. Now that we have that, I'm going to combine these three layers. The shading, the highlights, not highlights, we don't have highlights. The shading with the flats and with the liner. And I like this. This is upbeat. Hi J1K, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream and happy Sunday. Friendly Leo, you ever realize that there's no highlight option when uploading a character, but there's a shadow option to get points? A bit unfair if you ask me. Yeah. I do notice that, yeah. And I always just kind of assume they mean, is it fully rendered when they say fully shaded? I think, I don't know why they choose that language. When they're like, oh, it's just a little bit shaded, like I just did shadows, or is it fully shaded, like I did shadows and highlight? That honestly makes absolutely no sense, but in my head, because they're out of the omission of the highlight option, I've always lumped it in with like fully shaded. But again, I could just be making that assumption out of nowhere. Like I could be making that association out of nowhere, and people are like, why would you think that? I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Friendly Leah, I agree. I totally noticed that because highlights do so much for a drawing. They really, really do. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know why they do it that way. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I like this width or did I want it to be wider. Because I kind of like that it just goes just over the height of the nostril. So maybe that's good. That might be good as is. That might be a good height. So let's see. Let's try up here. I don't like that. That was a bad choice. Let's go this way. Because then the highlight can end nice and strong right here. Between the two brows, and we'll take this off of here. I honestly don't know that I need to drop the opacity for this, so we're gonna bring it all the way back up. Okay, so I am currently highlighting in red and using the same red as this background that we currently have here. It's not showing up red, but it is where the highlight is the least opaque. We're seeing some of that warmth come through. So I do see it. I don't see it at its highest opacity, because then it's just kind of turning into this like very bright sort of white color. But I don't know, I like it, but I also feel like we're missing some texture here. It's getting a little bit too smooth. So I'm gonna finish the highlighting, but then we might have to like sprinkle in some texture somehow. Is this rendered full in place of shaded? Yeah, fully rendered might be like a better way to put it. But I think the problem with using rendered as a term in the art world is that rendered means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some people see fully rendered meaning like painterly style, and so they're like, oh no, I'll never get fully rendered points because I don't do painterly style, which isn't necessarily what that means to me, but it's an easy train of thought to fall into. In my opinion, I think it's easy to hear rendered and think, oh, it's got to be painted. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? So I feel like it would be a more accurate way to do the point system to say rendered, but I also worry that some people who are rendering their pictures, entirely rendering them, because they're highlighting, they're shading, they're doing midtones, won't get the points for it because they don't realize that that counts as fully rendered. Yeah, see, yeah. And Moss says, yeah, a misconception, exactly. We don't really have like a universal grasp on terminology when it comes to the art world. We kind of have some... I'm realizing now that maybe this should be shaded too. I don't know why. It's like, oh, the lower jaw has this very... oh gosh, I think I need another layer to kind of bring this in. It has this very like shaded texture, but it like just stops at the it just stops the little tuft of hair at the bottom. That makes no sense. Why would it do that? But I fixed it. It's fine. I do think I need to do something here for this like little cheek tuft of hair that I did not do yet. So let's come back over here for a second. We're gonna grab kind of I'm gonna color pick a color instead of going straight for the solid green that I used before. And I'm gonna try something a little bit different. We're gonna come in. I know I said I didn't want to use solid fill, but I might change my mind depending on how this looks. So we're gonna try something. We're gonna just try a little bit of blocky shading. And I think if I just clean up, whoops, these rounded edges where I wanted it to come to a point. So that just, it's a little bit sharper than kind of all the other shading. So I might want to add a few other spots of solid fill shade, but we can do a mix. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We can definitely have both soft and hard shadows. I hope he wasn't too hard for you to draw. I personally have a lot of trouble drawing him, which is why I don't do it often. I honestly set myself up here for, I was like, oh, this is gonna be my double time stream. We're gonna do so many more attacks in this stream because I'm just gonna knock them out. And like, you know, it's a headshot too. I was like, it's gonna be a headshot, it's gonna be quicker. And then I didn't pick a human, which a human is like what I'm most comfortable with. So yeah, I did kind of set myself up there. But you know, he's cute, it looks good, I like it, I'm not mad at it. So, worth it is what I'm saying. It was worth it. I don't regret it. Yeah, it was a little bit hard, but no regrets. That kind of goes up and over, I feel like. Hang on. What's going on here? I'll fix that later. This definitely goes over. So we're gonna kind of come in here with like more harsh shadow. Because remember, I'm now trying to combine harsh and soft shadows because I went and did it in one place and then it can't just be in one spot. You kind of gotta like create balance. So I'm gonna add it to a couple other spots. So we're gonna have a little bit kind of everywhere else. Not everywhere, but in a few other spots. We're gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna go too hard because again, I am trying to save a little bit of time here. 8 days, guys, 8 days of art fight left. That is where we're at right now. We have 8 days. In case nobody was wondering, there are 8 days left to art fight. Okay, so here we go. I've got my hard and soft shadows in here. So I think I can do a little bit right here with the eyes too. I think that adds back kind of it's restored the balance. Okay, so now we can move back on to highlighting. I did have one thing I saw here that I wanted to fix real quick. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna just come here and just get that little bit of shade that came over the top lip. Yeah, so there we go. Back to highlights. And I do feel like I can collapse these shadows in and lock that layer just to kind of prevent me from accidentally drawing on it. I wonder if we should do the same thing with highlights actually now. Should we do a little bit of soft and hard highlights? Probably more frames, 8 days to draw 8 frames, some random guy in color. Probably more frames. I hope you're able to complete it before Art Fight ends. It would be a real bummer if you do all this work, you've put all this work in, and then if like you just don't have time to submit it before the deadline. There's always next year. So granted, you can hold on to it, you can DM the people whose characters are in it and give it to them now, but you can also just submit it next year. Well, I don't know, that kind of goes against the rules though. Yeah, that goes against the rules. You can't submit it next year if you drew it this year. You gotta only submit things that you drew. Yeah, but you can always DM them. What I did with last year's attacks that I didn't get to because I didn't get to them, not because I drew them and then didn't submit them, but because I didn't get to them, I just drew them first this year. But for something like that, I don't know. I guess you would just have to like go to their profile page, find out where their social media is. Most people, I think, include at least one place to find them outside of Art Fight, and then DM them and be like, hey, or you can DM them in Art Fight and be like, hey, I did an attack for you, but I didn't have time to post it before the deadline. Would you like me to send this to you on like Twitter or something? And you know, maybe then they can give you somewhere you can send it. Of course, I really hope that doesn't happen to you, right? I hope that you can finish on time, you submit it, everybody can see it, it lives on your Art Fight profile forever. I want that version of the story to happen for you. I don't want a version where you have to like DM it to anybody. I was just thinking out loud about like what would happen if. That's all. I'm not sure I like those two lines. Let's fix this. I'll do a little bit here, a little bit here. It's not really doing anything for me because the bones are already so bright that we're not really even seeing that color come through. So we're just gonna go back to doing the fur. Here we go. And I think we can add a little bit more here. Oops, not where I meant to put that. This is a fun song already. I like this riff that they're starting on. Okay, and I know that this color is gonna pop on this vest, so we're gonna definitely bring that in here. I kind of want broken lines though. I don't want this to be full. There we go. Yes. I am like ridiculously happy with that. That was so simple, just to do little dots instead of a straight line, and yet I'm really happy with how that looks. All right, so I think now, oh, and then of course we want a little texture, and then I think we're basically there. We just need to sprinkle in some kind of texture, and then we have ourselves our art attack. On a good day, you can do 2 frames. Yeah, that's kind of like me with an attack. I can do like 2 attacks kind of per day, but I don't draw every day, so that's where the hiccup comes in. Pilfer says, at Melody, I love your PFP. The character looks really cute. Yeah, it does. I agree. And she is on Art Fight, just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah. That's good. If anybody wants to draw Melody's PFP, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Moss, I am devastated. I just dropped the pencil I was using, and it's in the wall. It's in the abyss. That is a shame. That also sounds like a very strange place for a pencil to go. Summer Guy, if I don't finish in time, I have failed myself. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Artfight is optional. It is not mandatory. Please do not stress yourself out, create undue pressure, and make yourself feel bad. Like, Artfight should never make you feel bad. So please just don't don't let that happen, please. Artfight should never be a source of sadness. Okay, again, with texture, how do I want to do this? There are two ways we can do texture here. We can do texture on the character, or I can do texture on the background. And I feel like the background's probably the easiest way to do this. So let's start there. And I think we can get rid of the reference now. So let's try, let's go over here. Sprays, maybe? Sprays are fun. Let's try this. And let's pick a different color. Maybe this? That might be too close. What if we did like a linear burn at 64 opacity? And then I'm just trying to sprinkle in some texture here. And maybe if I rotate it a little, you can find a better fit for it. Like that, for instance, I think is a little bit of a better fit. Yeah, I like that. I think that's subtle, but does it. It adds the texture we kind of needed for this one. And the highlights, did I already collapse them in? I did. They're a little bit strong in some places, so I might want to just ever so slightly. This is the kind of nitpicking I do that makes my attacks take so dang long. Like, I should just be like, oh, and that looks great, and it's done. But no, I gotta come in here and nitpick it and be like, I don't really like the red line in some places over the black liner, so I'm gonna clean that up. Do I need to do that? No. But I'm ridiculous, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna come in here after adding these highlights over top of the line art and then take some of them out. Because I don't love all of the red in over the line art. Some of it seems a little bit heavy-handed. So we're gonna add some of this black line art back on top. Right here is a little bit more too. Kind of like want to bring that back out. I think that's good. And there we go. Bing, here's your character. Your attack is ready. 48-hour non-stop draw fest. What is? Trying to add new characters for the last week of Artfight. Hopefully someone can make art for them. That'll be fun if you do get attacks on your new characters. That is a good way to also bring, if anybody's following you on Artfight and you want to bring your profile back up in their notifications, submitting new characters will definitely bing them in their notifications, just like submitting attacks do. So the more attacks you do, the more people that are following you are gonna see your art and remember that you're on Artfight too. Which I went between attacks. A lot of times, what I do, sorry, clearing my throat a little bit, is I will kind of like reset my brain by going through my notifications, going through my subscriptions on Artfight and just seeing the attacks everybody else is drawing. And just look at them, and sometimes I comment on them, even if it's not for me. Like, it's not my character, you didn't draw this for me, but it looks so good, I have to say something. And so I'll like comment on some of the people I'm subscribed to just because I saw their art, it looked amazing. And yeah, that's when I do that. I look through my subscriptions in between attacks, in between drawings, because it's a nice way to reset. It's a nice way to get re-inspired. And the more attacks you're doing, the more people are going to see you in their notifications too. So it's a win-win in every direction you look. Oh, I forgot to turn off the background. Oops, let me do that again. Let's resave as PNG. And then let's upload to Artfight, shall we? Because this one is ready. We're going to copy that. Oh, it always does this. I can't see the copy ID button unless I make it tall. There we go. And now we can submit a tag. So Bing's character ID here. This is a headshot bust. And then we're gonna go here and type in Bingo Ned and check. And now find revengeable attacks. And because you're here, I'm just gonna call this surprise, surprise. Because it is anything but a surprise at this point. Here's my revenge. I need like a little mwahahaha gif, but I don't think they have one. There's no mwahahaha gif, so we're just gonna write mwahahaha. And I hope you like it, Bing. Here we go. Let's choose the photo from the library. We're gonna pick the one without the gray background. And it's a drawing. It's a clean drawing. It is clean color. It is fully shaded, and there is sort of a pattern abstract background because I did create a custom shape with texture. I didn't just do flats or whatever. So yes, confirm. No, not add to calendar. That's a weird option. All right, here we go. Checking that I got it right. It is Pally. It is Revenge for That. It's clean color, pattern abstract background, contains self-made, repeating designer abstract. Keyword self-made, clean sketch lines, fully shaded, calculated, submit. Ta-da! We are there. The world isn't ready for the attack I'm working on. Bing, that sounds super promising. I'm excited for your next attack. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous, and whoever's receiving it is going to love it. All right, so with that done, let's go back here real quick to okay, to attacks, because now I have to clear that from my list. This is my list of who I owe revenges to. We're gonna clear it, and I am going to go back to my desktop real quick because I do already have tabs open for everybody that I might attack in today's stream. So let me go there and look at those. Let's see. Art fight defenses. No, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the one with all the tabs open on attacks. Yes, this one. And we're gonna close that one, and we're gonna look at our other options. And by we, I do mean we. So let me switch screens to my messy screen. Welcome to my messy screen. Here are the tabs for the next attack. These are the characters I get to choose from. Lunar Garden, I'm making some characters couple art. That's fun. I like ship art. I know it's not for everybody, so always make sure you check like their character permissions, like, because they'll say like shipping is fine, or it is not fine, or I don't like romantic art, it makes me uncomfortable, or I love it and I'll love you forever if you draw it, kind of stuff. So yeah, always kind of check that, like right here, the do's, the don'ts. The angst art, all my characters need a therapist. That's funny. Yeah, and here, right here, don't ship them with other characters unless the pairing is canonical. So yeah, stuff like that. You just want to check and make sure. Okay, so after drawing a completely fantasy creature, I definitely do want to draw a person next, just because I want to kind of lean on what I know, but I also I want to look through here and see what my options are, because I want one that also I can get an immediate idea for. And if it's like overly complicated, like some character designs, especially anything that's anime style, super overly complicated designs, because they're very much maximalist in their designs, it can be kind of hard to get an idea for something like that right off the bat. The ginger-haired character is so cute. Which one were you looking at? I'll have to page through again. Moss says that's not the right username. It was Pilver Pup's character. You're kidding, you swear. I always like to comment on every attack that I get. It seems like the nice thing to do. I agree. I do too. I always comment. There have been very few times where I haven't commented. I look at it and I don't comment right away. It's usually because I woke up, I grabbed my phone and I looked at my Artfight account when I was like 5 minutes awake, not even 5 minutes awake yet. And at that point, I'm like, I can't put words together, so I'm gonna have to like go make coffee and then comment. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, and they still get a comment. It's just not like, sometimes like they might see like, oh, she was online. Oh, but she didn't say anything. Like, don't worry, I will. I'm definitely going to say something. I just haven't said it yet because I'm probably like half awake. Okay, so, you mentioned a ginger-haired character. Do you mean this one, Aubrey, with all the ropes? Or mummy wraps around them? You might have meant this one. It is cute, but I'm looking at this art style and I'm seeing something that looks kind of complicated. I guess it's not that complicated. I'm a sucker for popcorn sleeves, and this outfit has some popcorn sleeves. So I'm already convinced I'm drawing this one. From this character's options of characters, just because of this. And by the way, you never know what's gonna latch for somebody. Like if they're looking at your characters and you're like, oh, which of my characters are people gonna like or want to draw? You don't know what it's gonna be that gets them. Like this seems so crazy, right? Like I'm like, oh, her sleeves are why I want to draw her. I love these sleeves. Like, okay, weirdo. But it's true. It's true. I love popcorn sleeves. There's just something about them that's so satisfying to draw. I think they look so cute and like fantasy-like, or just old world kind of fashion. So yeah, you got me, man. You got me with some popcorn sleeves. I'm gonna leave that up on screen. And then for this person, I think the oversized sweater is a good one. I feel like that's really doable. This is cute. There's so much anxiety in this face right here. Yeah, that's a good one. Over here, man, let me just say I'm absolutely in love with this art style. I don't know what this art style is called, but it is it's just so good to look at. Like it's something super, super, it just hits, right? Like something about it. You just see the style and I just like really vibes. I don't know if it's like just the line art, if it's the angular shapes, I'm not sure, but this is super vibing. I like this guy. This is cool. I didn't realize I scrolled back and I missed some comments. I'm sorry. The world isn't ready for the attack you're working on. I did read that. Your headphones died. I'm sorry to hear that. How a DVD drive is so good. Ginger character. Yep, we found them. They're the popcorn sleeve character. Always wondered what would happen if you accidentally broke somebody's do's and don'ts. I don't know. If you drew for somebody and you broke their do's and don'ts, they just might not revenge you. It might like bother them and they may not revenge attack, I would think. I don't imagine many people would like create a scene, but I imagine if that happened, they would just be like, I don't want to get in a revenge chain with this person because they don't respect my do's and don'ts, and so they're just not going to draw you back. Pilferpop Moss LOL, so there no Jackson, I can't read well. Oh, you meant somebody else. Well, let's take a look. Jackson. Oh, Jackson, okay, this one, right next to the one I clicked on. Yeah, this artist has really cute style. Their wardrobe outfits for their characters are super cute. This character is really cute too. They look very shy. It is a cute character, but I mean, I did see popcorn sleeves and I'm obsessed. So I'm coming back over here to this one. Yeah, man, yeah, I'm hooked. It's gonna be that one. And then over here we have this player's characters. This also is a total vibe. Wardrobe change is okay. Draw them alone or together. Any style or medium. Pinups are okay, but no NSFU, which don't. NSFW, which is fine because I wouldn't draw that anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's check out Claudia here. Claudia is a loving mother, wife, strict, strong, and firm woman, truly soft at heart, huge romancer, and also really cute shirt. I like it. There's a lot of like ship art here of this character and their references. Very sketchy. The person's such a fluid style. Their art is really good. I think we're gonna draw puffy sleeves here. I think this is gonna be the next one. And we're probably just gonna get it started, but not finished on stream. Just looking at the time. I spent way longer on that first attack than I intended, but that's okay, because I don't regret it. I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. Let me switch back over real quick for you guys to see the tablet. And we're going to, did I bump this? It looks a little strange, the angle, but that's fine. We're good. We're gonna set up our canvas once again. I feel like a broken record talking about setting up my canvas, but you know, we can't skip this step. This is the first step. It's a must. Okay. All right, so gray background, white sketching pencil. We are set to get started on puffy sleeves here. Name's actually Aubrey. Maybe we can start calling her Aubrey. Let me yawn real quick. Melody, me, I have a rule that I make for, I don't know, reason. If you fight me and you draw a boy, I will draw a girl or a non-binary. Yeah, we have our own kind of self-imposed rules too. Sophia says, I love how stylish that style is. It's very expressive. Yeah, that last one with all the references were very sketchy and loose. I agree. It's very, very expressive. Some random guy, I'm open with what people do to, I don't know who him is, but that's it. I need the link. Okay, so you're talking to Slither. Gotcha. Okay, Marshmallow Muffin, aka friend of the hello. Most people would block or report you if you break their rules. It's a little bit of an overreaction, but I have heard people have done that. Oh, see, and there we go. Now we know. That's also a reaction people can take. Yeah, I guess it depends on how offensive the rule breakage is. So like if somebody was like, I really don't like body horror, do not draw my characters in any kind of body horror, no mutilation, no like 16 eyes or anything weird. Like don't draw a anatomically accurate angel creature. It will make me very uncomfortable. And then you do it anyway. That's just malicious. That you're just being malicious at that point. I could see that being like, okay, I'm gonna report this person because they're deliberately trying to make me uncomfortable. The style is very Garfield. Bingo, that is a bingo. Yeah, that makes sense. That clicks. Yes, it was a very Garfield style. Me hearing that escalated quickly. As far as like the reporting, yeah, I just think it probably matters, or it probably depends on the severity of like the offense. Like if somebody broke one of my rules, but I wasn't like, it didn't feel like really intentional. It just felt like they neglected to read my rules. I would probably just like, I would thank them obviously because they took the time to draw my character, but I might not draw them back. But if you deliberately like drew my character murdered, when I definitely said I didn't like gore or body horror, like my character permission says like, superficial cuts and blood is okay because I like very expressive and storytelling kind of scenes and poses. So if you're like drawing my character in a fight pose and they're a little banged up, and looking tough and ready to like finish the fight, absolutely, I am gonna I'm gonna be starstruck, right? If you pull that off, if you draw that. But if you draw my character just murdered, like dead or decapitated, yeah, I'm gonna be upset because I said in my profile restrictions that I definitely do not want that. I don't know, it might feel very targeted, it might feel very malicious. I might actually feel like reporting that, which I've never thought about it before, so it's not crossed my mind to report anybody for something, like for a drawing. I mean, I've reported people for stuff before, but not like, I'm trying to think like, yeah, I've never really thought about it for like an art fight attack, like would I report that? Yeah, it depends on like why or how you broke the rules, I guess. J1K says, sorry, needed to make the acroman, I can't read it because it's behind the heart. Acroman reference. Yeah, go do what you gotta do. My cat is screaming at my door. You are not restricted. One second, let me make sure if he needs out, I can get out. Yeah, are you so mad that you got shut out? Oh, I hear you, bud. I hear you, sweet boy. He is just letting me know he did not appreciate getting shut out of the room. I know, buddy, I know. You're so harsh. You poor thing. Oh, no, this isn't for you. These are for me. He's like, now he's like freaking out because I have headphones. Buddy. Hang on, let me get them untangled. All right, we are being joined today by my cat, Houdini, who was super offended that he got left outside the door. How could you treat the cat like this? You've ruined his life. I know. Did you hear him complaining? He was so vocal about it too. He just did not appreciate. I know you guys are looking at a blank screen. My hand, I've got, can I show you this? I've got cat paralysis now. There he is. Yeah, say hello, buddy. You're on candid camera. Yeah. That's my little offended lap kitty. Yeah, he's a cutie pie. He absolutely loves to be in my lap whenever I'm sitting at my desk. He's very offended if I sit down at my desk without him. And my other cat, Shrimp, the orange one, he will crawl, he'll like squeeze his way in between my back and the chair, because I'm one of those people that sits on the edge of my chair. I know for people that sit all the way in their chair, they're like, that's atrocious, that's an atrocity. But I sit on the edge of my chair, but my cat will see that gap between me and the back of the chair, my orange cat, and he will jump up and force his way behind me, which is fine if he wants to sit in the chair with me, but no, he will lay down, put his feet on my back with his back to the back of the chair, and then he'll just push. He'll push with his feet until he pushes me out of the chair, and then he just takes it for himself. So like, when I say contender for my chair in the video where I did the art and office, the home office and art studio makeover video, and you see the orange cat in my chair, and I'm like, contender? Yeah, that's literal. That is not an exaggeration. He is fighting me regularly for my chair. He wants my seat, and he wants it. This cat, the black cat, wants to be in it with me. The orange cat wants to kick me out of it. So let's see. What are we listening to now? This is kind of nice. It's relaxing. I'll allow it. I haven't really picked out a pose, but I kind of have one in mind for this one. And I know we're like staring at a blank screen and nobody wants that. So let's go ahead and pick out a pose. I had somewhere in here. Yes, here we go. My art fight. Not my art fight. My Pinterest, and I have a pose that I recently pinned that I kind of want to use. Let me find that again real quick, because I know it's in here. Hey, buddy. This little guy, he's so cute. I just need like a cat camera. I've seen on Twitch streams, some people will have like a separate little block on their stream template just for their like a cat pet camera, and they'll have a camera pointed at like the cat bed or something, wherever their pet hangs out, and it's just like a little pet camera so that you can see like what the cat's up to during stream, which I think is really fun. Man, how did I miss, where is it? It should be in here. I just pinned that pose and I just looked at it this morning. I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know where it went. Is it in the wrong category? We'll try one more time. We'll look for it. We'll scroll through one more time before we just move on to something else. Oh, found it! Okay, good. I got it now. So I can show you. See this pose right here of the character just sort of like leaning over this bar? I kind of want to do this pose. I think this is a good half body pose, which should it's casual. It doesn't look too complicated. I say that now. We'll see how this goes. But we're gonna cut off the stream in definitely at 12 for me. So like in 15 minutes. If I'm still going in 15 minutes, we're just gonna end the stream there, even if the picture's not done. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Moss, you missed the cat. We had the cat on candid camera. Summertime guy, I finished layer 22. Congratulations! Claps and snaps. Good job. Summertime guy, Perry told us the tale of Kiki the chair stealing kitty cat. Yes. Yes, he does. He is always stealing my chair. He is a little thief. Okay, so I think firstly, before I even worry about the reference for the character, we kind of just want the pose. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna just sort of block in this pose. And already I think I made the head too big for the rest of the body to fit. So we're gonna bring that down to maybe there. And yeah, that's fine. I think it's fine for now, so we'll keep that. We're gonna put like a shoulder here, but we're gonna curve the back around, kind of like that. And under the arm here, and then we're just gonna bring the forearm to about here. Here's where like our elbow would be. And this is also where the other hand is gripping this hand. So we've got that, but this also kind of comes out. We want to see most of this arm as well. We're going to see most of it. So we're going to bring that kind of like this, but it's going to be a little bit, I'm not sure. This is the one part that's going to be kind of hard because we're going to get like a little bit of foreshortening here, I think. Possibly. We'll see. And then, so my mistake, the elbow's kind of under this hand. Did I make that separate? No, of course I didn't. So we're gonna move this down to where I assume the elbow goes. And we're gonna just sort this, and we're gonna bring this hand down. And also, we're gonna, I don't know. I'll come back to that. I'm not sure about that hand. So we've got the arm. It comes here. We've got this one kind of gripping. So here's kind of the elbow, right? Here's our elbow. And this one's sort of gripping the forearm beneath the elbow, which means our wrist kind of comes here. And then the hand just lays relaxed, kind of like. There's our knuckles, the kind of palm of the hand, and then we just sort of have these fingers hanging freely like this. So that's kind of that. Let's bring the other shoulder, and I think this is kind of where this arm kind of gets like the foreshortening situation here going on with this arm. So like if this comes out to not there, maybe it would help if I put the bar in. Guys, anyone else think about that before while I was doing all of this wrong? The fact that if I want these arms resting on a bar, maybe I should draw on the bar. There's an idea. Moss, I am so disappointed that I missed all of that cat stuff. We'll show them again. The cats are just, I have 3 of them. There's lots of opportunity for cat guest appearances. I'll try to do it more, actually. I want to get them more involved on the channel. I want you guys to meet my cats and to get to see them way more often than we currently have. I'm gonna just erase this bad arm because it's bothering me that it's making it hard for me to see the pose I'm trying to draw through it. So we're gonna get rid of that one first, and then we're gonna add this pole. And it's gonna kind of run like here and here. Like, I think that's the idea. And J1. Oh wait, hang on. I need a quick TLDR by somebody about the chair stealing kitty. I don't know if somebody else wants to do the honors or if I should just summarize. J1K, you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Shrimp, the wise taking the chair? Yeah, that's the Cliff Notes version. Darth Shrimp, my cat's name is Shrimp, and yes, he is the chair stealer. I feel like that should be like an hello, my name is Shrimp, and I steal chairs, like an AA introductory to an AA meeting, but only it's like a chair thief meeting. I don't know, or cats. I don't know. Random guy, I'm now erasing all of my work on frame 23 to redraw a slightly different position. Good luck with all of that. I know it's not easy. It's certainly not easy. We are going to try this again. So now that we have the bar, we're going to put the arm in here, right? And we're going to put the hand in here too. Kind of like that. And I think like our wrist is kind of here. It looks a little massive from this angle, so I'm gonna kind of bring it more like this. But here's the thing though. We gotta remember the shoulder isn't behind the head on this side. It kind of comes to here. So this kind of makes sense, right? Now that we have that, and we kind of know that like the chest is kind of under here, like here, we have a little bit more, the angle of this arm makes a little bit more sense. And then we're just gonna bring the rest of the body in like this, and this is a half body, so we're kind of gonna end it there. And there we have it. We have our pose. Way faster than doing the pose for the last one. But again, this is a humanoid. We see these every day. We know what these look like, so it's a little bit easier to rough it in. I'm gonna bring that layer opacity down a little bit, lock it, make a new one. We're gonna switch to the inking pen and grab the black marker. And before I go any further, let's grab our character reference. A Perry frog. Oh, are you talking about my frog character? Or are we talking about, are we still expanding on the lore for Shrimp's thievery? This character is Jamboree's character. So we're gonna go there, characters, and we want this one, and we want this reference. So copy, no, save image. It's gotta be a save to use as a reference. And then we go back over here, and we're gonna go here, reference, image, import this. There we go. So we're gonna, oh boy. There we go. We're gonna move this up here. Wonder if it's possible to bring in the sides, or if it takes the shape always of the original. So we're only doing a half body, so really I only need to see that part. And now we can start putting this character in here. Yeah, let's do it. Perry, do you not clear your notifications? I clear them as I draw the revenges. So that's like a running tally of who I owe revenge to. Because I do them out of order, I can't just look at my, so when I go to my profile, which, I don't know, let's open a new tab. To my profile. And I go over here to my defenses. I might have attacked these I might have revenged these out of order. So it's not easy for me to keep track of who I owe revenges to this way, because I might have already revenged somebody up here or down here or down here. But also, not every one of these is going to get a revenge, because some of them are part of a revenge chain. And so I'm still on level 1 of all my revenges, so I can't do a level 2 revenge chain for somebody I already drew for if I owe art to somebody I haven't drawn for yet. So for instance, this is a part of a revenge chain. By the way, fantastic werewolf costume for this frog. Absolutely fantastic. This is J1K's drawing. And they did both a vampire costume for my frog for me and a werewolf costume in honor of the theme for this year. But this is level 2. Level 2 revenge chain. And me drawing them another revenge would make it level 3. And I'm not building revenge chains until I've caught up on all of my revenges that are owed to people who I have not drawn for yet. So I don't keep, like, this one is not on my notifications list because I'm not keeping revenge chains on my list. No, okay, good, it's a notification and not a new attack. I was like, no, there's more numbers here. So it's just easier for me to be like, these are the ones I'm attacking. Any revenge chains that are second priority, I clear from here because I want this list to be the ones that I have not drawn anything for yet, so that I make sure that I do draw them something. So it's just my little system for keeping track of who I'm revenging. And when I draw them, I go and I clear them. Let's see. I've got a level 79 revenge chain with somebody. That's impressive. That's so good. I think the highest I've gotten before is maybe level 8. But that was in a previous year. I've really struggled. I feel like each year it gets harder for me to do more drawings per day because I feel like the more advanced I get, for me as an artist, the longer my drawings take me. So it's actually harder for me to draw more when I'm drawing more advanced drawings, in my opinion, and that's just for me personally. But so it has kind of slowed me down a little bit, but I hope that the art that I am drawing for people, the quality is more, that they enjoy it more. Words, man. It's hard to word sometimes. All right, so this character, we're not really gonna see, I'm gonna start with the outfit and then we'll do like face and hair and stuff. Gloved hands, puffy sleeves, but the sleeves here, so these sleeves are like, these are wide sleeves. So we're definitely gonna have some drapery happening here in the sleeve. So we're gonna see something kind of like this going on here. But then, no, go back. It's gonna gather a little bit up here where, I've been petting my cat and I have all this fur now on my wrist wrap. Abstracted says, I try to revenge people based on the quality of their attack, but I always get carried away. Yeah, it's hard to do that. That's why I haven't made that as like any kind of announcement or rule on my art fight page, because I've seen people do that. And I'm like, that's so smart. That is so smart to be like, if you draw me a headshot, I'll draw you a headshot. If you draw me a full body, I'll draw you a full body and stuff like that. Like if you draw me a full scene with a background, I'll draw that for you. Like I will match your quality. But I can't do that because of that reason, abstracted. Because if I get an idea for a drawing, I'm gonna follow that idea. And it doesn't always mean that my idea matches the level that their idea matched. I mean the level that they made. For instance, I just drew a headshot for Bing, but I don't think Bing's attack for me was a headshot. I think their attack for me was much more than that. I'm like dragging out my words because I'm actually like heading over to my art fight profile to try to find out. But I'm pretty darn sure that they did not, like, let's see. Nope, that's not the right button. This revenge chain button. Yeah, they drew me a half body and I drew them being right here. They drew a half body and I drew a headshot, so I already did not match the level. Sometimes I draw more, sometimes I draw less. Like, there are people who have drawn me headshots that get full body characters, and it's not because I'm trying to shortchange anyone. Like, I'm not trying to shortchange Bing by drawing less. It's just, I draw what I come up with. Guys, I draw what I come up with. I don't know. I'm not that methodical where I can make it a transaction. You know, it's not this is not transactional for me. I've got enough going on in my regular life that is transactional, like my day job. where if I'm doing art fight for fun, it's gonna stay that. It's just gonna be for fun. I'm not gonna get caught up in what anybody deserves or doesn't deserve. Yeah. Thank you. That looks amazing. I just got a fresh, not even a coffee. I got like what are these called? I got like a fancy coffee, like a latte or cappuccino, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm blanking here, guys. But my husband just brought me a really good smelling coffee and it looks amazing. And it tastes amazing. It's so good. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I have a habit of not doing anything less than half body. Yeah, it's also that too. It's kind of like you kind of get set in your ways sometimes and you don't even realize or think about it. Until very recently in this art fight journey, really, maybe in the last 5 attacks even, I was doing full bodies almost exclusively. And it's only now that I'm trying to work a little faster that I'm starting to think about it more and starting to do fewer full body pics. But I always feel like if you give me a full body reference and I'm looking at all, okay, the design elements and then you did this for the shoes and stuff like that, my brain is automatically computing, I need to draw that, I need to draw the shoes, I need to draw whatever, the headband, the ears, head to toe. I'm looking at the whole thing, I assume I'm drawing the whole thing, which I have to remind myself sometimes you don't have to do that. Are you going to show off your fancy coffee on camera? Yeah. I did very briefly, but let me give you guys a little bit more. Here's my fancy coffee. It's this is all the swirlies are all mixed up now, but yeah, this is my fancy coffee. Ta-da! Whoa, right? Yeah, it's so nice. So nice. I get spoiled, that's for sure. But also I think last year my thing too, I don't know if I really went in this year with the intent to always draw full body, but last year that was kind of a self-imposed rule for me. I did deliberately insist on drawing full bodies as a rule for myself. And now it's that seems so unnecessary. I don't need to force myself to do that. But our goals for each year change, and so we have different goals each year, and so we're gonna approach it differently, I guess, each time. I'm sort of running out of steam here. That's why my sentences are kind of trailing off. I'm sorry. But we're gonna make this work. We're definitely going to get this character at least started. We're gonna get some mileage out of this before we stop. Whoa, yeah, the coffee was it just looks so good. It looks like it belongs in a cafe, but I get this at home, which is kind of nice. Now that I'm looking at this again, it looks like they're not gloves. The hands are also wrapped with the mummy wraps, so I gotta remember that. Perry, your Dragon Boy druid has a tail, right? No, I recently learned that Dragonborns do not have tails. And I was honestly unsure. So when I drew mine the first time, I deliberately drew it at an angle where we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know, just in case. But yeah, I now have found out mechanically, D&D Dragonborns do not have tails. So no, my Dragonborn does not have a tail. Let's see. Let's do the other hand while we're down here. And then we'll just trying to make this look like fingers, they're supposed to have like several joints. Hands are complicated, but I'm trying to do it in a way where I'm not being super methodical, but I also still want it to read as hands. And I'm not feeling super confident that this is working. Oh man, we're going with like the general shape here, but also there should be like a thumb back here, but also I don't think we would see it at this angle. So I'm trying to just compromise with myself. This looks wrong. And I think because I'm bending the hand too much. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move it where it's bending a lot less. We're not gonna break the hand, and I think that's why the other way looked wrong, because I feel like we're literally breaking the hand to make this part of the hand bend, and it doesn't. The knuckles bend here, but this part does not bend. So, yeah, just had to adjust it so that we're not trying to bend the wrong part of the hand. So I think this is gonna look. It just makes more sense to bend the hand here, and then as far as these knuckles go, I'm gonna make them flush with each other, and then we'll come back to that when we have to, like when we're adding the bandages or something. Let's see. Artbyte has made me realize that I don't have many fully rendered drawings of my own characters. That is definitely a realization that I also had to come to about my own drawings for my own characters. I don't know how or when this happened, but I developed, I don't know, maybe I just took an interest in other people's characters more than my own. I love my characters. I'm not trying to like neglect them. But I have way more fun drawing for other people than drawing for myself. And so the vast majority of everything I've probably ever drawn does not belong to me, which is kind of sad now that I think about it. Like, most of my art is not of my own characters, and it would not belong to me. But there's something really rewarding about drawing for somebody else, and that's kind of what keeps me doing it instead of just drawing my own characters, which is why I might draw my character. I feel like I do the bare minimum. I draw the art that I need to reference my character, like to design them, like this is my character, and then like I might never draw them again. Because I got what I needed. I got the reference art that explains and shows who they are. And then I may just be like, yeah, anytime I need to show my character, I just pull up this drawing. This is the drawing, because I just don't really go back very often and redraw them. Is this your last Artbyte stream for the year? So I haven't announced yet because I haven't really decided for sure if I'm gonna do next Sunday or not, because next Sunday is 30th, I'm pretty sure, which is the second to last day. And I actually have plans that Sunday. I have somewhere I'm going. I'm going to, my husband and I are going to go to these gardens close by. So if I do one more stream, it's probably not going to be on Sunday. It's probably going to be on Saturday, the 29th. So yeah, like that's something I've been really thinking about, and I hadn't really figured it out yet. That's why I haven't put it out. But I'm thinking, well, you guys let me know. What do you think? If I did a Saturday stream, would you be able and interested in coming to it? Let me know in the chat. Saturday stream, yay or nay? Moss says yes. Abstracted, same. Every art summary I make at the end of the year rarely has my characters in it. Yeah, exactly. Slither, I would probably be able to come. Yay, that sounds good. So Moss, yeah. Slither, yeah. Saturdays sounds like they're a good. It's just as good as doing Sunday. Yeah. So that might be the solution then, since I have somewhere else that I need to be on Sunday and somewhere that I want to be. It's not like, it's not a bad thing. It's not an obligation. It's actually a really nice date that we're going on. So I don't want to schedule a stream and then try to squeeze them both in. I think doing a Saturday stream is definitely the answer. I don't think I'd be able to go on Saturdays as abstracted since I have plans. Understandable, yeah. Sometimes, like, Art Fight is not the center of the universe. As much fun as it is, sometimes we gotta do other things. Bing, I miss the Saturday streams, to be honest. Oh, you miss when we used to do, yeah, Saturday morning comics? Like Saturday morning cartoons, but Saturday morning comics. Yeah, that was a thing. We did that. That was our thing. Yeah, no, we can do that. They were a nice start to the weekend. That's true. That's true. We might experiment with going back to Saturdays. They are really nice. It is kind of, and it has a ring to it. Okay, the upper sleeve here. I don't know why it's taking me this long to get to this part, but I really want. So we're gonna give. We need this part first of all. The point of tension is going to be this band that's wrapped around the arm. So we got to draw that in because everything else is going to kind of like bunch around it and come out of it. So here we have, this is kind of where this part of the shirt sort of like is going to floof out kind of like that because that's going to squeeze in, but then all of this fabric has to have somewhere to go. So it's kind of going to like squeeze back out like this. But then the popcorning of the sleeves, this is where it gets really fun. So here we're gonna have like, it's gonna billow a lot more because there's gonna be a lot more fabric. It's wider at the shoulder. I mean, it does billow down here too. So I don't know, there's a lot of fabric in these sleeves. There's an excessive amount of fabric, which I am not complete. That is not a complaint. That is not a flaw. That is 1000% a feature. So you are not, this is not in no way is this a critique of this dress or its sleeves. It is a feature. So we are going to add some lines like this, some marks like this, and her face is going to kind of press into that sleeve a little bit here, so we're kind of going to get a little bit of, and also gravity is going to pull more of the fabric down, so this side's going to be a little bit poofier. The side closer to the ground is going to have a little bit more pull on it because of gravity, and this side's going to be a little bit more smushed because her face is literally leaning on it, but also gravity. So it's not going to be equal distribution of fabric, but I think that's good. So we're gonna keep it, and then we're gonna move on to the next part. And I think next, maybe we can do kind of this sleeve here. There we go. And I almost want to sort of like let this lead. I don't want to close it there. I want to give it room to billow a little bit more, even as if it falls behind this forward facing arm. That way we can give it a little bit more room, give it room to be a little bit bigger than what I first drew. I don't know this song. That's it for now. I'll sleep, then work some more. Well, good progress today. You did really good. It's Nefix. Of course it is, because there's lyrics. There, if you want, okay, so just a small little side note, if you do want music with lyrics in it from the YouTube audio library, Nefix is your go-to. They have, there's very few songs in here that actually include full lyrical songs, and they do that. They give you full lyrical songs, so just a heads up. Yeah, so here we have some random guy is heading out for the night. Bing, I agree with you. That was a nice way to start the weekend. So I think that's going to be the answer. Abstracted to your, was it Abstracted that asked? No, they said that they had plans specifically for next Saturday. But somebody had asked me if we were going to do any more streams for Art Fight. And I think I've just decided that the next stream is going to be on Sunday. Not Sunday. Oosh. Retract that. The next art fight live stream and the last art fight live stream is going to be next Saturday. Same time, 9 a.m. my time, whatever time the stream started for you in your time zone, that's when it will start again on the following Saturday. So let's see, is that the 29th? I just want to be sure. Of course, I will post it in the Discord and I will update it early as well in, I don't know why I just opened that tab because that's not a calendar. We'll update it on Discord and we will update it on YouTube too. I'm gonna actually wrap the stream right here. I am very satisfied with my puffy sleeve. That was honestly the part I was most excited to draw, and I got it, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm obviously gonna keep going and make both of them very beautiful. We're gonna add the little bow to this part, the ribbon to this part, and of course the rest of the dress, the face, the whole thing. But I'm gonna do that off stream because this is where we're gonna stop today. We did do a really great job with our first attack, so I'm just gonna pull that back up on screen right now and sort of center that a little better. I thank you guys for being here. It's always so much fun to be able to do work on Art Fight with you guys together, and Abstracted, I'm happy I finally was able to get through an entire Perry stream without leaving. Me too. Snaps and claps, because I'm really happy about that too. I really enjoyed having you here. And that goes for everybody else as well. Whether you just caught a piece of the stream or you were here since the beginning, thank you so much. And I will see you guys next weekend, except for Abstracted, who's got Saturday plans. But yeah, I'll see you guys there, and we will finish Art Fight strong. So let's do this again soon. Bye.